What is up, everyone? It's me, J-Rod, the filmmaker, former film major, and frequent fighting gamer from Philadelphia, and we are back with another very special episode of First and Final. And I think because of when this video is going to have to come out, this will be our final episode of First and Final for the entire year. And it's kind of crazy to think that, because I swear this year just started. I swear First and Final just came back. But yeah, this is it. This is the final episode. And let's go back over what we've been doing this year with First and Final. We started off this year with Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Then we watched Thor, Love and Thunder. Then we took a quick detour from Marvel movies to do a First and Final for Nope, Jordan Peele's film. And now we are finally here with the final Marvel movie of the year. The final episode of First and Final will be for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This is an extremely huge moment just for me personally, for the MCU, for the Black Panther franchise. This is just going to be a huge moment in general for movies, for comic book movies, for all of these things converging at once, because we are finally here for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Now, to start off this video, I always got to give my quick instructions on how First and Final works, because this might be your first video and you're wondering what we're going to do here. Well, what we are going to do is a two-part video. We're going to start off with my first reaction, the first trailer, teaser trailer, the first look that I get at a film, a TV show, or some other form of media. We're going to hold on to this first reaction all the way up until the full film is released and I can check it out. Not only do I have to watch the film, but I have to watch it, write my reaction, come back and record the reaction, and then I can put the two halves of the equation together to make the full First and Final video. So right now, this is it. This is my first reaction to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Right now it is August. It's actually August 3rd. The trailer has actually been out for about a week and some change now. But when this trailer first was released at Comic-Con this year, I went on vacation like right before. So the whole vacation, I could have watched it. I actually did have my camera out there, but I didn't have other things like a green screen and an audio recorder. Didn't really have the ability to edit or any of that. So I decided to hold off on watching this trailer until I could do it justice and the full-fledged First and Final video. Say that 5 times fast. But yeah, so here we are to finally check out this teaser trailer for Wakanda Forever. And then in about 3 months from now, about 3.5 months actually, to be more accurate, the full film will be released. And of course, I am going to check it out. I've just been recently thinking about like what it was like when the first Black Panther film was released. It was like one of the biggest lead ups. It was like one of the most anticipated Marvel films of my, history. That and the Avengers films like Endgame and Infinity War. But Black Panther as a solo film was revolutionary. It really just brought out a whole new audience for these types of films. People who did not see themselves represented in superhero films or Marvel films or just big blockbuster films. It represented handfuls of people from the diaspora all over, people from the mainland of Africa, people who are African American descent, people who are African of Caribbean descent. All of us just felt adequately represented in this film, which is such a huge and powerful thing to do. And not only that, but we came out and supported it just because of how, how good it made us feel and how well represented and upheld and regal it made us feel. So we came out and we supported the video, and we supported the movie, and it was one of the most well-received Marvel movies of all time. It is the second most critically acclaimed Marvel film of all time, just behind Avengers Endgame. This film won some Oscars, some Grammys. This film was nominated in different realms of media, and Yeah, let's just say it was a success. And of course, I gotta be the bearer of bad news. I think if anyone has been following this film, you know that unfortunately the star of the film, Chadwick Boseman, passed away between Black Panther 1 and this film, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which was a massive blow. I mean, just losing such a tremendous talent for one. And then I know it was hard on the cast and crew of Black Panther. Not even just because of making it more difficult to make another film, but because they lost someone who was like a leader to them, you know, someone who was an icon, someone who was like a shining bright light at the end of a dark tunnel was Chadwick Boseman. He really carried that role of T'Challa with such grace and such professionalism, and I think a major part of why this film resonated with us is because of the performance of Chadwick Boseman. And unfortunately, we won't be able to get that for the second film. But it is great that we can still, we can still keep his legacy going through this film, regardless of how they decide to deal with the loss of Chadwick and how that impacts the story and the characters. It's just great that we can keep this movie going either way, because I think that's definitely what Chadwick would have wanted for the movie and for the characters. But, you know, I'm not trying to cry in this. I'm not trying to get too sentimental. So yeah, I'm going to cut it there, and we are going to finally get into my reaction to the first ever teaser trailer for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm very, very excited. A little bit nervous, as I always am with, you know, a brand new reaction, but either way, I cannot wait any longer, because I have been waiting already for a minute. 10 days ago this trailer came out. It already has 33 million views, and unfortunately I was not one of them, but I will be the 33 millionth and one. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the trailer. We got Nakia. That's an amazing shot to start off with. We got Okoye. We got the Queen. I don't remember Angela Bassett's character, I'm gonna be honest. Her name, at least. We got Shuri. This is beautiful looking. Oh my goodness. Dora Milaje. Oh man, it is. Oh yeah, this is. A lot of people said that this trailer made them cry. Now I see why. We also have the Atlanteans. We have Namor. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Oh wow. I didn't think I would be excited, or as excited as I am for Namor, but and is that, I've heard rumors that Riri is gonna be in this. Was that Riri right there?
Queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
Yeah, I believe that was Riri. Oh, we got our first look at Michaela Cole's character. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh no, that's, bro, like I have like I have like full body chills from that. I'm a bit speechless. And like I said, like I literally, it feels like the hairs on my arms are standing up from that trailer. Oh man, it was short. It was a teaser. It gave us small little morsels, little clips, little bites. But at the same time, it gave us so much in that trailer already. I am just already in love with this film just because of how it looks. It looks absolutely beautiful. I just love the direction and the cinematography. Ryan Coogler is coming back to do another amazing job with this film. I'm excited for Namor, and I'm excited for the Atlanteans and this interpretation and how they fit into it. Because to be honest, I know it's been done kind of sort of with Aquaman, and that was the part of Aquaman I was most excited about, was just seeing Atlantis, seeing the underwater world and the people and the culture and how that's interpreted. That I'm excited that we get another chance at this, and they have to distinguish it. You know, they wouldn't just come up with a clone of something that's already been done on the DC side, so they have to give it its own unique spin. And that is exactly what I'm excited for. It looks like they are like leaning into this Pacific Islander sort of culture and spin and just visual styling to distinguish the Atlanteans in the MCU. And then it looks like we're gonna get like a full-scale type battle between the Wakandans and the Atlanteans. It's basically what I would have asked for, just a story that seems so rich and so interesting that regardless of how they handle, the loss of Chadwick and what that means for the character of the Black Panther, there's still going to be a full, interesting, engaging, just beautiful story there either way, so that, what they decide to do with the character moving forward is just going to be the icing on the cake. So either way, I mean, it's hard to think about this, it's hard to say this out loud, but even if the Black Panther did not show up in this film, I'm still confident that this is going to be an amazing film with an amazing story. But we have confirmation in this teaser that some form of Black Panther will show up in this film. We don't know who is inside the suit, but we do know that we are going to get something. So I just can't, I'm excited. I don't know what to expect. I'm still very just like nervous in a sense, but at the same time, I'm jumping in with both feet. I cannot wait for Wakanda Forever. That was a beautiful teaser trailer, and it didn't make me cry, but I have a feeling that the final film might. I don't know. Like, when it all comes to a head, when it all comes together, and I'm finally just watching the next step in this amazing story, I think it might, because it just means this story just means so much to me as a comic book fan, as a Black person. When you bring all of that together, this is like just like my worlds colliding, and it was handled so well the first time that I'm sure it's going to be handled so well the second time, and I cannot wait to see this film. Luckily, I only have about 3 months, which is crazy to think about, because I remember when this film was just an idea. But yes, 3 more months and I will finally be able to see what we do in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm so excited and nervous at the same time. It's a crazy feeling. It's just like, I can't even say butterflies. It is like electricity. Like, I'm restless almost with the thought of, what's gonna happen next? How's this film gonna be? But guys, I'm not gonna take up too much more time because I've already been here for a little minute, and I still have to go check out the final film and review it. So that's gonna be it for this part, the first reaction. I'm gonna throw it over to myself in the future. I think I have some Wakandan tech in the back that I can use to like preserve myself for a little minute or launch myself into the future. But yeah, I'm going to check out the final film. I'm going to give you guys my spoiler-free thoughts first, and then a full spoiler review of the film. So, Jared from the future, take it away and tell the audience how you felt about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Alright, what up? It is me in the future. It is actually November 17th, about a week since I've seen the film. And yeah, I am ready to review it. I have all of my thoughts. So without further ado, let's get into it because we don't want to be here for too long. And I got a lot of stuff to say, but we're going to start off with my spoiler-free review. So if you're still on the fence about the film, this is for you. I won't spoil anything yet until we get into the spoiler warning. my spoiler-free review of this film is that the film is great. The film is beautiful. That it did indeed live up to the expectations that I had when I was watching the trailer. And that it's a great film that stands on its own. It's a beautiful story that could stand on its own without the Black Panther even being in it. And that's what I really loved for this film. It's what I really loved about it. And I gotta applaud Ryan Coogler and the cast and crew for how they really navigated and made an amazing story that deals with the real life loss of Chadwick Boseman, and it deals with real life events while also still knowing when to switch gears and go back to being a Marvel film. And this film does deliver as a Marvel film. It actually gives you everything that you come to expect from these Marvel films. It's easily my favorite film of this entire phase. The film just felt as important as I wanted it to. It felt as grand as I wanted it to. And so if you're still on the fence about whether or not you should go see Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, get down off that fence and go see the movie. What are you doing, you doofus? Go check it out. If you like Marvel movies, if you like the first Black Panther film, you're gonna enjoy this one, even if you're someone who doesn't, because that is one of my favorite things. Like I said about the first film, it brought out so many just casual fans and so many people who didn't see themselves as big superhero blockbuster franchise fans, and it made them feel right at home, like they were fans and they did have a place inside a huge massive franchise like the MCU. I think Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever definitely did the same thing. And yeah, so that's it for the spoiler-free review. It's amazing. It's great. Go check it out and see for yourself if you don't believe me. But that is going to be it for spoiler-free. And now I'm going to get deep into the spoilers. So here is your official spoiler warning. I have no idea what it sounds like, but I'm sure it's there. I'm sure. Now let's get deep into the spoilers, and speaking of deep, let's start off with Namor and the Atlanteans. I know they're not actually called the Atlanteans in this film, but I'm going to call them that anyway, just, you know, because that's what I'm used to, I guess. Now, like I said earlier, I wasn't really too hype about the fact that Namor and the Atlanteans would be in this film, just off of hearing that they were going to be in it. But once you actually get to see them in the film, the portrayals, the designs, and just the overall execution of these characters was top-notch. It was so well done that these are easily some of my favorite new Marvel characters. Namor was a great antagonist in this and just a great character overall, and similar to Killmonger in the first film, he was just a believable and understandable villain. He was someone who was a hero to his own people, even if that made him an enemy of Wakanda, and I thought that was really well done. And also, I just loved how they changed up his origin story and adapted it a little bit, because it made this character fit perfectly into this film. And we have confirmation that Namor is indeed a mutant, and he probably is the first mutant as he was in the comics, and that's great because that just inches us ever closer to an influx of mutant characters into the MCU, and that day when we eventually can finally get mutants like the X-Men as mainstay MCU characters. I also really appreciated the scale of this film, because we have films like Multiverse of Madness, which was about shooting through these different doors of the multiverse. Then you had Thor Love and Thunder, which was about the entire pantheon of all the gods. I appreciate that this film was really just about Wakanda. And it didn't really need to expand Wakanda and make it into some bigger concept, because it could go deeper and it can make Wakanda just feel dense and lived in, and we could really go to, like, I just love seeing stuff like the river border and the river tribe and seeing the Jabari Mountains. Every little corner of Wakanda just adds some more texture and culture and a different perspective, that it just makes it feel more lived in, more realistic, and just like a real country. And of course, there was a plethora of new characters in this film, and the first of which for me was Michaela Cole coming in, making her MCU debut as Anika. Now, of course, she brought her just fierceness and funniness to this character, but also I really liked this character from when I was reading Ta-Nehisi Coates' run of Black Panther, and I was really excited to see them adapt it for live action, as well as the Midnight Angel suits. That was something really cool to see in live action. And then, of course, speaking of suits, we also got Riri Williams making her debut in this film, and I thought the character, the portrayal was amazing, because she definitely shined. She was a brilliant brilliant character that just always had a solution and an answer. But at the same time, she was very down to earth, very relatable. She was kind of like, you know, us Americans actually having a perspective in this story, and like that American fly on the wall, basically watching everything unfold. She was just amazed by Wakanda and their customs and the grand nature of it all, just like we are, and I thought that was really cool for her character. Also, she does a bit remind me of Iron Man, but like a young, fresh Iron Man when he was still really daring and fearless, like when he was learning how to fly for the first time. And I think that was great for her character. Then, of course, the returning characters did not slack at all. They all slotted right back into their roles like they had never left. You had Lupita as Nakia, who did another amazing job. You had Denai Guerrera as Okoye, who got her chance to shine. She got her own little arc and story in this film, and it was amazing. And then you got characters like Winston Duke, who is still hilarious as M'Baku in this film, provided a lot of levity where it was needed, and also, you know, just a force and another character that we'd love to see again and we'd love to experience these stories with. And of course, I couldn't go on without mentioning Queen Ramonda in this film. I admit I did forget her character's name, Angela Bassett's character's name, when I was first watching the trailer, but I will never forget Queen Ramonda ever again after everything that she gave for this role. How could I forget it? And then finally, last but certainly not least, I can't praise this film and everything that went on in it without talking about the masterful performance by Letitia Wright. She really brought everything that she had to this role of Shuri. She really stepped up to lead this entire franchise and fill some pretty big shoes.
The real question is, what are those? Why do you have your toes out in my lap?
And honestly, she didn't miss a step. She also got to speak directly to some of us who, you know, suffer a loss like this and all they have left is anger. I loved how her character really got to deal with that anger and got to overcome it in the end to do what was right for her people. And not only is she now the leader of a global franchise, she stepped up, but her character also stepped up to the role of the Black Panther. And I gotta admit that she was amazing as the Black Panther. Remarkable, exceptional when she had the suit on, and those scenes were great. And then the final glimpse of hope that we did get in this film, after the Wakandans and the Atlanteans had made their treaties, we got to see something that was pretty unexpected: the new T'Challa. And the future king of Wakanda is the son of T'Challa and Nakia. That confirmation was great. It was really just like the icing on the cake. And although the film it gave us our time to grieve, you know, it gave us our moment to mourn, it was really quiet and still and sad and sullen, but that moment at the end was really hopeful. It really brought the optimism back. It really got me excited for the future of this franchise. The movie overall got me excited because, you know, I had a feeling I didn't want this movie to be bad at all, but I had a feeling that maybe the equation was off. Maybe it would miss a beat. Maybe everyone didn't get enough time to process everything that happened. But the movie came together and it was way better than I could have expected. Everyone did an amazing job considering, you know, what they were really going through. And despite that, not even despite that, but they used that in order to make what I consider just one of the greatest MCU films that they have out now. I go back and forth on whether I like this film more or the first Black Panther. I'll actually have to watch them back to back to determine, but I know that there are things about Wakanda Forever that I like more than Black Panther 1, and there are probably some things about Black Panther 1 that I like more than Wakanda Forever. So we shall see. You know, I'll give it its time to really live and exist, and for me to really take it all in, how I've had years to take in the first Black Panther, and I've seen it like dozens of times at this point. I want that for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, so I can't wait. And then real quick before I conclude, I know there was a lot of people who were saying that this current phase doesn't have the common connection and cohesion that they had in the past. But I'm going to have to call bull on that. Because let's see, we got Wanda and Vision, who had kids, then Sam, who became Captain America, then we got Yelena Belova, who became the new Black Widow, then we got the two last Spider-Mans passing the mantle to the newest Spider-Man, Then we got Hawkeye gets a protege. Then we got Doctor Strange gets a protege. Then Thor adopts a child. Then Captain Marvel gets 2 successors. The Hulk has a son. Shuri succeeds T'Challa, and he also has a son. So obviously, I don't think they need to spoon feed it to us any easier than that. Obviously, this phase has been about continuing the legacies of these characters, passing on the mantles where, you know, the mantle needed passing and needed someone else to pick it up. It's about continuing these stories, these mantles, these legacies of all these great characters into the future. Obviously, you know, I can see it. Maybe now everyone can see it. That has been pointed out kind of obviously. But as far as, you know, the objective of what this film wanted to do for the franchise, for the Black Panther, for the MCU, I think this was a success, a smash hit success. It really delivered for me on every front that I was checking it on. And for that, I gotta say, yeah, I really did enjoy Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and I think you will too. So that is gonna be it for my reaction and review, my first and final of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Whew, yeah, that was a lot. And also, you know, it's like a weight off my chest mentally. This has been a long time coming. Like I said, I didn't want it to fail at all. I didn't want it to not live up to the legacy of the first film. But I am so relieved that it does carry that torch. It does live up. And it was an amazing film. And yeah, I think, you know, I think Chadwick would really have appreciated this film, what they did with the legacy, how they continued it on. And yeah, because I definitely appreciate it. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. That was it and everything that, for now, that I had to say about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Tell me how you guys felt about it if you have already seen it. If you haven't already seen it, what are you doing? I literally just spoiled like the whole thing. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Tell me how you feel down in the comments. Tell me if you feel me. Do me a favor real quick and hit me with the 3-hit combo. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. Knock you right out. And that'll be it for this one, guys. See you next time in another new video. Peace out. Clutch 100. You clutched that one right there. That's my boy, Mr. Clutch 100. Don't you ever talk to me or Mr. Clutch 100 ever again. You know, 1 set, 2 sets, I think we're all good. Mr. Clutch 100 is my enemy. No.